It is just a little hunk of junk handy cam plugged into a mid-90s laptop. But we are going to go and make a little video of the Palatka Mall today. And I figure while it's still here, and I still have my memories somewhat intact, we will go in and just walk around. And I will try to remember where stores were in there back in the day. I had a map of that Palatka Mall from when it first opened, and I can't find it. And I could kick myself for that, but it had all the names of the stores and everything. Hopefully one day I will uncover that. Would be nice. Alright, so let's just run in here right quick, and we'll show you what this mostly abandoned mall looks like. Go ahead over that way, and we'll do the outside first. Oh, you can't go that way, then go this way. Okay, they got a Shoe Show Mega City Trends on that end, and we'll just ride down here, and it's just a Roses and an Ollie's down here. Well, they are doing a lot of renovation work on this mall, so that tells me that they aren't intending to bulldoze it or nothing, so at least anytime soon. Roses is a cool store. When I was a little kid, we had family that lived in Moultrie, Georgia, and they have a Roses there, and that was the only Roses I ever saw. And now we have a Roses in Palatka. And the Roses, that was a J.C. Penney up until maybe like, I don't know, 10 years ago, that J.C. Penney's was still there. And this Ollie's, as you'll see when we get inside the mall, was they built a wall across it, so you lose a lot of your inner mall. We'll see that when we go inside. Maybe we'll run into Ollie's too after we make this video. Alright, so we're just gonna run in, and I'm gonna try to show you everything how it used to be here. There is the movie theater that closed down a few years ago as well. They had looked like they were trying to restore that and reopen it a couple years ago, but I don't think they're gonna. Okay, so this Phillips Jewelers used to be a Twisty Treat ice cream, and they had the big ice cream cone on there. And this right here was a Walgreens, and we'll go on the other side of this little column here, and that was the Walgreens liquor store. So these used to be fountains, which, as you can tell, are not fountains now. And this is all walled off. This used to go through. You know, there were more stores down this way. This is Ollie's And they walled off this kind of part of the mall here. I think this was a jewelry store. And also on the other side of that wall would have been Radio Shack. It was right in front of the J.C. Penney's. Somewhere in here in the 80s would have been a toy store. And I can't remember the name of the toy store, but it wasn't a chain. It was local. It's where I got my first ever G.I. Joe figure. A real American hero G.I. Joe. Okay, somewhere around this corner, we're still here at the fountains. Was it, like I said, this was a Walgreens. It was probably where that Phillips Jewelers is at the front was a camera store. And I remember that very well. My uncle was into photography. And I remember going in there with him to look at cameras, you know, like 35mm cameras. And that was the first place I ever saw a VCR. And this was Walden Books. I'm pretty sure of that, or hereabout. This whole thing has been walled off. That was walled off for the movie theater right over here. But I'm pretty sure that was Walden Books. Now somewhere in here would have been Camelot Music. And it would have been one of these in this general area right here. And this would have been, it was a Athlete's Attic, I think it was. And that was like, you know, prior to Foot Locker in the early 80s. That was like the Foot Locker. And this would have been Aladdin's Attic, the arcade, which is now completely changed. But right here in the mall is where it would have been. And this used to be like the maintenance shed. It probably still is. I don't know. Yep. And in the early 90s, I knew the maintenance guy here. His name was Jethro. So I don't know whatever became of Jethro. Shout out to Jethro if you're still around somewhere. In my mind's eye, I can still see this crowded like it used to be back in the old days with people everywhere, but now it's just an abandoned place. And somewhere in here would have been Shalimar, which was like an 80s clothes place. And they sold like parachute pants and studded wristbands. You could get all kinds of band pins and buttons, like Billy Idol, Rat, whoever would have been popular at that time, they would have had it at Shalimar's. Long gone now. And it all looks so different because they put up, you know, they walled everything up, which used to be storefronts. And turned a lot of this into office buildings. You can see they're doing office things there. Now this I do remember was a Cato's. you never wanted to go into a Cato's with your mom or a girlfriend, because they would take forever. Women do take a little bit of time looking at clothes, I know that. So it's now, I guess, the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice, which used to be a Cato's. And that over there is a daycare center. We're not going to film that. This was, in the early 80s, was Belk's. And then it became Goodies. And now it's just nothing. And a few years ago, this was a pet store. It has since closed. I want to say in the 80s that was a music store. I do remember there was a music store in here. I think it was here. And they sold pianos and stuff. And that's going to do it for the walk around the Palatka Mall. Can't really think of anything else. Other than it's weird to see it all empty and abandoned like this, but yeah, so thanks for watching. If you ever frequented the Palatka Mall and remember any of these stores I'm talking about, leave me a comment, let me know. If I forgot one, leave me a comment and let me know. Peace out, everybody. Okay, we were just here to make a video of the Palatka Mall, and we ran into Ollie's right quick, and I got a Zaymot, the evil Cobra Twins. I'll have to find a Tomax, and I'm sure I will not get him for $3, but that's why I try to avoid these larger scale Star Wars and G.I. Joe figures, but they are cool. And for $3, I figured why not. And I got, of course, I couldn't leave Short Round. They have a bunch of these Indiana Jones figures. And this was the only one from the Temple of Doom that I saw. The rest of them were from The Last Crusade, which wasn't my favorite Indiana Jones movie. That's pretty cool and this was $2. So, I guess there's only 2 figures in the line for Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones, and Short Round. And the driver formerly known as James got a book, Black Mass.
That's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, that don't look like him, does it?
Nope, he plays Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger, I don't know much about him except that he was involved with the FBI somehow, and he was like a Irish mob boss. That's all I know, but I'm gonna read the book and find out about him. But Johnny Depp is my favorite actor ever, and he plays my favorite what do you call it?
Pirate?
No, John Dillinger. He plays John Dillinger in Public Enemies, and I love John Dillinger. So I had to get this book because I have the John Dillinger book with Johnny Depp on it, so I got Black Mass with him on it. Well,
there you go. All right, everybody, that's what we picked up at Ollie's. Thanks for watching. Peace.
They said